The United Football League isn't just redefining spring football. It's pioneering a new era where athletes are empowered as entrepreneurs. Beyond the touchdowns and tackles lies a visionary approach, transforming players into business-savvy individuals.
The USFL and the XFL were very specific. We were all about unleashing the dreams that football makes possible.
See, while traditional revenue streams like ticket sales and TV rights are still foundational, the UFL now ventures further by embracing merchandise sales, personalized player content, and NIL-style deals. The league crafts a holistic ecosystem benefiting both the organization and its athletes.
I always say the best thing about this league, about the UFL, is just creating opportunities for players to live their dreams. So thank you guys. Stand by.
But this isn't just about making money for the league. See, this is about giving players more direct control over their earning potential. Unlike the NFL, where athletes mostly are limited to their contracts and sponsorships, the UFL is designed to be a launchpad for personal branding and business ventures. Emphasis on the launching pad part. See, think about it. If you're a player in the UFL right now, you don't just have to rely on your salary. You can monetize your brand with exclusive content, sell personal merchandise, or even partner with brands looking for up-and-coming talent. This is a new era where athletes are both the product and the business. This is what makes the UFL different. I'm D'Angelo Simmons, former athlete turned entrepreneur, now helping athletes from the field to the business rooms.
This role allowed him to connect with a broader audience, reaching beyond the typical sports fan.
Now, I've seen firsthand that sports isn't just about what happens on game day. It's about what you build beyond it. Take PJ Walker, for example. In 2020, he led the XFL in passing yards and touchdowns, proving himself as one of the league's biggest stars. But what really set him apart was how he built his personal brand alongside his performance. Now let's talk numbers. Before the XFL, PJ Walker had barely any social media presence. He was a name really only hardcore fans knew about. But as soon as he started lighting up in the XFL, he leveraged that momentum. See, he went from just a few thousand Instagram followers to over 100,000 Instagram followers. That growth gave him visibility, and that visibility gave him opportunities, like a 2-year, $1.5 million contract with the Carolina Panthers.
But, you know, you get an opportunity and you just never know when your time is going to be here. At one point, I was home and watching football at one point, getting ready for the XFL. And I said to myself, when I get another opportunity, I make the best of it. And, you know, from there on, that's what I've been doing. So that's continue to take advantage of it.
The takeaway, exposure matters. Because if no one knows you, then no one is going to sign you.
Oh, bro, no way. No way. I just got a text message. I could cry right now, bro.
The UFL mission transcends the gridiron. By offering resources and education in financial literacy, brand management, and entrepreneurial skills, the league ensures players are equipped for success both during and after their football careers. What's one of the biggest mistakes athletes can make? I'll wait. Well, if you guessed only focusing on the game, you were 100% right. See, the reality is your playing career is only temporary, but your brand can last a lifetime, even outlast your lifetime. That's why the UFL is investing in education beyond football, giving players access to financial literacy programs, business mentors, and branding workshops so they don't just succeed on the field, but off of it too. Overall, the UFL is setting the tone for what's next. Athletes are no longer just athletes. They're brands, businesses, and investors. And some of the biggest names in sports became even more famous after their careers ended because they built their presence well beyond the game. Now take Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson, for example, right? This was one of my favorite football players growing up. He had a huge personality back in the early, 2007, 8, 9. All this time before social media was that huge, Chad had a huge personality. So before retirement, he was just known as an NFL superstar and he talked a lot, right?
Hello?
Oh, you know what, B?
May I have a number 1 extra cheese with no onions? Remember, I've been playing soccer every single day.
Yeah.
Yes, and you were very mean because I told you I love you and you ain't say nothing back. Oh, my bad. Well, whoever it was, I ain't paying you till you tell me you love me. And you ain't tell me back? I don't need to know you to love you. Oh, I'm short too. I don't have 6 cents. Can you put 6 in there for me? All right, I love you.
But after retirement, He built a huge social media presence by leveraging his humor, brand deals, and sports commentary to stay relevant.
She said in my ear, go deeper. Stay with me now. And what hurt me is I was already all the way in.
He now has over 1.5 million YouTube subscribers and 2.5 million Instagram followers. Now, personally, me being a huge Bengals fan since, about 10 years old, I have no doubt in my mind that if social media was just as big as it was today, in that time, Chad would be one of the biggest names on social media, right? I mean, he already is now, and he's not in the league, so that tells you all you need to know. That being said, him getting off the league, him taking his career, getting even bigger as he got off the field, shows the opportunity that athletes can have if they decide to put that focus in online while they're still on the field. There's a lot of opportunities that can become available, especially the football players, but we'll get to that in a second. Now, second, we got Pat McAfee. He was just an NFL punter, not really widely recognized outside of the league. Now, after retirement, of course, I'm sure you've heard of Pat. He built his own sports media empire, launching the Pat McAfee Show, which now has 2.4 million YouTube subscribers, and it landed him a multi-million-dollar ESPN deal.
When I retired, I had like 750,000 followers.
Mm-hmm.
I'd done like 27 stand-up comedy shows in theaters with like 6,000 seats. And I went on like a tour, had a podcast, had a merch store.
These are just two examples of athletes, again, that became bigger after sports had ended, just by leveraging their, football or leveraging their social media presence.
So I just decided I wanted to start representing myself like 5-6 years ago. And I want to be in the rooms. I want to hear what's being said.
Now, the biggest thing for you guys to understand, though, is football is different than any other sport. That's why I wanted to name those two guys. See, with football, we play with our helmet on. There's a helmet on when you got football. And if you really want to be known, well, if you really want opportunities outside the game, like if you really want that, then people need to know who you are. They have to see you without the mask on. And the best way to do that, well, first is just get on social media. Start telling your story. And lastly, build your audience now so that you'll have a head start after you do decide to leave the game, whenever that is, or however you leave it. But I'm curious, what do you think about the UFL approach to athlete branding? Drop a comment below and make sure to subscribe for more insights into the ever-evolving world of sports and entrepreneurship. Until next time, man, as always, you know what to do. Get to stepping, get to stepping, get to stepping. Hey.